For the past 2 weeks, I've uploaded 12 YouTube shorts going over one change I would make to each Star Wars film. This is going to be the compilation video of all of those shorts. So you get to see all those changes in one nice sitting. I really do stand by all these changes I have proposed, and I would love to hear your thoughts on my changes in the comment section down below. Timestamps will be in the comment section if you want to skip for each film, but come on, you gotta watch them all, in all honesty. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Episode 1 The Phantom Menace is I would age Anakin up by about 2 to 3 years. So instead of him being around 9, I would make him closer to 11 or 12. I feel like that could be a little better, because one, while he still has the same attachment to his muzzle, I think at that age would be a little more difficult or easier at the same time. Weirdly, but I think it could just make that change. Also will explain a few other things about his character, such as his piloting ability, even with the Force, but like the technical know-how won't come till he's a bit older. So yeah, I would age him up a little bit. It also would decrease the age gap between him and Padme from like 5 years to 2 years. Minor thing, but you know what? I think it would also make them better able to relate to each other if they were a bit closer in age, thus making their romance and Episode 2 feel a little more organic. But it's only the one change I would make. What would be your change? Let me know in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I would totally change how the romance between Anakin and Padme goes. So that's actually more than one change, but that's where I think the film suffers the most. It does not feel organic enough. Now maybe building off of the one change I made to the Phantom Menace, that would help, but maybe not. Essentially I would want to try to make it feel a little more organic. Maybe they get on an adventure and have to do something more exciting than just, no, visit Padme's family. I feel like that's not too much, and especially change what happens when Anakin rescues his mother as well. I know that's another change, a second change, but it's all part of my one change. Because I feel like, why would Padme still stay with Anakin after he admitted to killing all the Tusken Raiders, even the women and children? That does not feel healthy. No, right? Like he doesn't mention it to her, which I think could actually be better and help explain why everything falls apart in Revenge of the Sith. But those are only my ideas. Let me know yours in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, well, simply enough, there's not much I would change, in all honesty, but if I had to make a change, like I'm forcing myself to do, is, well, I probably would more instability. Like, I would love, like, a single shot of clone troopers escorting rebellious senators or members of the Senate, representatives or whatever, out of the Senate. I think that would help highlight the transformation, or like, no, certain senators are labeled as Jedi sympathizers. Granted, that probably could hurt characters like Mon Mothma and Padme and Bail Organa. That probably would hurt there, but I think could make it much more fascinating, much more enriching, or just some random people. Doesn't even have to be anyone specific, but show that the Jedi Purge is more than just getting rid of the Jedi, but also like the final thing to turn the Republic into the Empire. It's more of an addition than a change, but still, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Episode 4, A New Hope, this may sound silly, but on the stormtroopers that boarded the Tantive 4, I would add a red Imperial crest on the right shoulder plate. That's all I would do. And I would want to keep that up when we are showing stormtroopers being extremely competent, like boarding the Tantive 4. I want them to have a red symbol to kind of indicate that they're like not necessarily special forces, but designate that they're part of an elite formation. It's small, but the idea that some stormtroopers are just more elite than others, I think that would be nice. And keep the number of stormtroopers, like even not all of them, like only certain ones get it too. Not ranking, but the status of this is an elite, very competent, skilled, helps inspire more fear among the Empire's doctrine. But then again, maybe have it appear more often than it should for that same reason. But that's just that one change. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, honestly, probably the same thing as A New Hope. On certain stormtroopers, just add a red Imperial crest to denote that they're elite, especially when they're shown being competent. Because that's showing that, I think that would do better to show that the Empire, not all the troops are created equal. But if I had to choose something different, there's really not much else because it's a very good solid film. Maybe establish how long Luke was on Dagobah better, but even then, that's minute. Just have Luke whine about him being stuck there for however long. That would suffice. But that's just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film. So the one change I would make to Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, rename it Revenge of the Jedi like George Lucas was originally going to do. Okay, not really, because I would think Return of the Jedi is a much better title. But in reality, my change I would actually make, I would actually make it so that the Ewoks are shown trying to eat stormtroopers. It's implied, but actually I would want to just see the rebels try to stop them. Sure, Leia does that in the Forces of Destiny show, but I want to see that on the big screen. That's probably a little too much. They did try to eat our heroes, but still, I want to see them do this to stormtroopers, and maybe a rebel soldier like, should we stop them? And one says, yeah, we should. They're kind of like, they don't want to because they fight the Empire, but at the same time, they're better than the Empire. But no, that's just a minor change, but I think it could also make a good comedic line. But that's just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film. So the one change I would make to Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is probably simple. But in the background, when Finn and Poe are escaping the resurgence, I will have one additional stormtrooper just take his helmet off, or her helmet off. Because I would want to establish there are more cracks in the First Order. They're not super powerful, super strong. I want to establish there's more stormtroopers like Finn. That could create some more complexity later on, but I think it will also show that the First Order is not as strong as they portray themselves to be, which I think could be very good for later on in the story when they mess up, because of course they're going to mess up. They're incompetent people just trying to imitate the Empire. I want to see more of that and show incompetence, show the cracks. But that's just my thought. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film. So the one change I would make to Episode 8, The Last Jedi, is actually kind of a major change, and I've actually, I think, talked about this before, but I don't know if I did it as a video. But my one change is I would rewrite the Poe-Holdo dynamic. This is the minor thing, the little thing. I would show in a single line establishing that Holdo does not trust Poe because of his friendship with Finn. That's simple enough. Give Poe a legitimate reason to distrust Holdo besides she didn't tell him her plan. No, establish that she doesn't trust Finn, and even if she says need to know, but establish that she doesn't trust Finn, I think could explain so much of Poe's behaviors. No, he doesn't trust Holdo because Holdo doesn't trust Finn, who he trusts implicitly. I think that would be great. It really helps flesh out the dynamic between all those characters. But that's just my idea. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film. So the one change I would make to Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is, I would say, kind of big, but kind of not big. I would simply establish that the Final Order is not as strong as they think they are. I would essentially show a lot more incompetence among the troops. Like, don't even give them ground troops. No, the Sith troopers, pointless. Take them out of there. Because Palpatine's idea is destroy everything. He's a madman after all. So why does he have ground troops if he's not planning on occupying anything? And I would establish that new Star Destroyers retrofit the old Star Destroyers too. Show that just scrape together just to make everything burn. Really show Palpatine's pettiness. That's the changes I would make. But that's just my idea. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film. The one change I will make to Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, is quite simple. At the very end, when Captain Raymond Tillis is handing Princess Leia the Death Star plans, I would not have Leia turn around. And then she can still say the line hope, but let's not see her face. We all know who it's gonna be. If you went into that film not knowing who Princess Leia was, I'm like, what? Because most people who watch Rogue One were people previously invested in Star Wars. Plus, even if you wouldn't invest in Star Wars, they already know A New Hope in that. There's also that mystery like, ooh, what's going on? And then you can talk to other people and figure, oh, I need to watch Star Wars. A New Hope more specifically, but Star Wars as it originally came out. I think that would be a great change. It would be subtle, small, but I would just love it. But that is just a change I would make. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Solo a Star Wars story, I would not have L3 and basically the droid rights campaign that she is supporting be played for laughs, be played as a joke. That is the change I would make. Make that, sure, it doesn't have to be a major part of the film, but also don't have it be played for laughs. I feel like that undermines the message for that. I don't even know if they were going for that, but they definitely, by making it humorous, they kind of undermine what they should have been telling with that. Again, it doesn't have to be the major part of the film, but I definitely would not have it played for laughs, and that is one change I would make to Solo a Star Wars story, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If I had to make one change to each Star Wars film, the one change I would make to Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Well, this is not one of the saga films or one of the proper theatrical movies. This did see a limited theatrical release, and I'm counting it. The one change I would make is, honestly, they already did actually make the TV show. In all honesty, these episodes would have worked better, I think, as for TV show episodes than they did as a movie, because after the Siege of Mandalore, that shows us what a proper Clone Wars animated movie should have been or could have been. So yeah, my one change is I would not have this as a movie. I would just have this as 4 episodes of the TV show. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. So those are the 12 changes total that I will make for each Star Wars film. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comment section down below what changes would you make to each Star Wars film. I would love to get a discussion going in the comment section down below. But be sure to, like I said, like the video and check out the links down below. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.